Hey book girlies, I'm Sarah.
Hey gamer guys, it's Ian,
And I'm Bree.
our special guest.
And you're listening to a pod of sass and sarcasm. A very special episode! Woohoo! So we are joined virtually by the one and only Bree. Welcome back, Bree. It's great to have you back on the pod.
Thanks, it's great to be here.
Well, we have a couple of quick updates, and this might be a little discombobulated. I might put this with a different episode. I'm not really sure. But update number 1, we are getting really close to being able to host guests on the pod, which we're really excited about. We're specifically talking about hosting guests virtually, which is really, you would not think would be so difficult. And we've been working out like the mechanics of stuff, but we are testing out different things with different types of episodes. Our patrons pretty soon are going to be getting a lot of our test episodes, which, you know, if you want to hear any of these test episodes or these test ideas, you can donate to our Patreon at patreon.com/apodofsass.
You can become one of our patrons
At patreon.com/apodofsassarcasm. There might be even some episodes that make it past the Patreon exclusive episodes that you guys get to hear, just so that you know what other kinds of episodes to expect, which is going to be really fun. So we're really, really working on trying to get that out there for you, because I'm really itching to get some cool people on the pod. Update number 2. I guess I don't know why I haven't mentioned this at all. I think we should start including it in the socials, but we are on StoryGraph. And for those of you who don't know what StoryGraph is, it's kind of like Goodreads, where it has like reviews of books. It has like a way for you to document the books that you're reading. It has all the statistics and everything like that. And you can find books and you can see what people are saying about the books and all that kind of stuff. It's a really, really cool thing. I just had heard that there was like drama going on with Goodreads. I had never used Goodreads before, but I like StoryGraph because when you rate a book after you finish it and stuff like that, or want to write a review or whatever, you can actually make your rating out of 5 stars to the 0.25 degree, if that makes sense. So like I could say that a book is 3.75 stars out of 5 instead of like 3 stars or 3.5 stars, you know? And I'm really picky about stuff because like when I think about like 3 out of 5 is 60%, a book has to be pretty bad to be 60% of like overall, how did I feel about it? It's like if I was grading it, I'd be giving it a D-, and I'm like, it's not a D-, but it's not a B, so it's not 4 out of 5 stars. And so I like that I can get to the accuracy. Like I can get a book to be 95% overall, which I'm like, that's really great. And this is not an ad for StoryGraph, by the way. I just really like it. And I've had this account on StoryGraph since we started the pod.
Oh, really?
I've had it and I've been using it. Like I've been saying like, okay, I read this book and then I put it on there and then I read this book and then I put it on there and all that kind of stuff. Like it was like I was doing that. But I think when I signed up for it, in my head, I signed up for it like with my own information.
Mm-hmm. For yourself?
For myself, but I just logged into it. It has the pod information. It's set up under the pod's email and stuff like that. So now all of these books that I've read not on the pod officially, I guess that is the podcast's official stance on those books. So I guess if you want to know what I'm reading, because I have no way of tracking the things that Ian reads, because Ian reads a lot.
Yeah, I might have to look and see if they have the kind of stuff I read even on there.
Probably not.
Yeah, I doubt it.
But anyways, so if you want to know what Sarah's been reading, and then us as the podcast have been endorsing my reviews, I guess, you can follow us on StoryGraph at APOSAS, APOSAS.
Nice.
And following that, by the time this episode airs, we will officially have a website. I know that I've been saying it for a while, that it's coming soon. It is finally here. I figured it out. And you can check out our website at aposas, APOSAS.com. Yes, you heard that right. I paid for our own domain.
Hell yeah.
So again, that's aposas, sassy.com. You can, I don't know what we're using this website for, but you could check it out. It probably is going to be used a little bit as a hub for showing you what all of our social media is, even though like we list our social media everywhere, but like having all of that in one place, giving you information about me and Ian, because I don't know, some people are curious about us.
Yeah.
Giving you information about the books that we've read. We should maybe put a thing about like the games that we've talked about or like other stuff like that. But yeah, so yay, we have a website. So go check it out. And eventually maybe we'll be able to sell stuff. I don't really know what we're using this website for, but like it's there. That's apasass.com. So, you know, those are our fun updates. So we're going to do this a little differently because Ian and I already talked about games today in another recording. We're going to do kind of like a little round robin and just talk about a book that we've read recently. So Ian, do you want to start us off?
Sure. Let me just pop it open so I actually get the name. It's going to be a Korean manhwa, not a book, just so everyone's aware.
What is a manhwa?
It's just what it's called. I don't know.
Is it like manga?
It's similar to manga.
Okay.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay, I'll talk a little bit about this one. It's relatively new. It only has 23 chapters published. It is called Rise of the Fallen Kingdom's Third Prince.
And what is it about?
It is about the third prince of a fallen kingdom.
I swear to God.
This is a pretty standard regressing story, meaning that the character has a relatively long life and it's usually very tragic and they go through a lot of hardship. In this one, he's the third prince of a royal family, like a swordsmanship family, and he's a known gambler, liar, and he runs away and he's very cowardly. And then when his kingdom and his whole family is eventually slaughtered by the empire, he then runs away again, seeing it all burn down in front of him. And then he's fighting on the front lines anywhere he can against the empire. And eventually he dies, just tragically. But when he dies, he wakes back up when he's younger.
That sounds interesting. So are these written like a serial, kind of like how they used to write stories in the newspapers, and then they would release, X amount of chapters per week or something? Or how are these written?
Yeah, they are released usually weekly. Some of them are released monthly.
Cool.
It's I find it pretty good. And that was like chapter 1 and 2.
Okay.
Oh, wow. I
So
love that.
when he wakes up younger, does he have all his memories of his life that he lived, or is it kind of like Gav and he doesn't know what's going on?
No, he remembers, and so he has to deal with, like, he wakes up and goes like, "Oh, am I in hell? It's so good to see you, Father."
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's so interesting. I love that. Well, I'm trying to think of the books that I've read recently that I haven't so far discussed on the pod. And I think I've told both of you about all of them. So I'm just going to go with one that has still stuck with me. It's been a couple of months since I've read it, but I recently read a book called Old Soul by Susan Barker. And this one is based off of kind of like a Japanese ghost story where this woman basically takes your picture and then a little bit later you die. That's like the original story. The way that this one is told, though, is through a bunch of people's testimonies, where basically like it starts off where these two people meet at an airport because they both missed their flight. And while they're talking, because they're, commiserating, oh, they missed their flight, they're talking about their lives and all this kind of stuff. And the guy, I think his name is Nate, something like, I can't remember what his name is, but he was listening to this woman talk about how her brother had died recently, and it was just very strange, and his behavior became very weird. And then when they did the autopsy, all of his organs had been flipped. So like his heart was on his right side instead of his left, and like all this other kind of stuff. And she's like, yeah, it must have just been something that they didn't catch when he was younger, I guess. But then he was like, that's really strange because I had a friend who died in a very similar way, but a few years ago. And so then he starts going around and collecting a lot of people's stories where they had met this photographer woman who took this person's picture. That person then had their features flipped and then they died mysteriously in like very freak accidents a lot of the time, and it was really creepy and bizarre. Oh my gosh, it was such a good book. I loved the book. I loved the writing in it. I loved the characters were so interesting and dynamic. All of the testimonies were very strange and spooky, and I highly recommend it. I really enjoyed it, and it's one that I think I want to reread.
That sounds really interesting. So how does this person like find her victims? Or I don't know, is it too much of a spoiler to know if like she knows that she does this when she takes their photo? Or
I don't think that's too much of a spoiler because it does come out pretty quickly that, yeah, this woman is kind of working with an immortal being, a god of some kind. And this god is the thing that is choosing her victims. She doesn't get to choose who the picture is of. He just kind of leads her to them. She takes their picture. They have crazy experiences and stuff. Like, that part is really crazy. I'm not going to get into the ins and outs of that. But yeah, so she's basically doing this to keep herself immortal.
oh, okay, interesting.
It's a fascinating book. It's also kind of a love story, which is surprising because like it sounds like it's a horror story, but I found it to be a very beautiful love story as well. So it was a really, really fascinating book, and I highly recommend it. It does get kind of spooky though, so if you're somebody who gets scared easily, read it with the lights on for sure.
Sounds good. I will be sure to do that if and when I read that. Yeah, so I guess I can go. I actually just finished a couple days ago. I Was Anastasia.
Okay.
So backing up, I've always loved Anastasia. Like, you know, it's not Disney, but
Oh,
animated
the Fox,
movie,
the
animated
20th Century
film.
Fox.
What was that?
I think it's 20th Century Fox is the studio that produced it.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. So obviously that one, and then the musical and etc. So just kind of fascinated by it. But the concept of this book it is fiction, but the author wrote it from kind of the perspective of Anna Anderson, who impersonated her for basically her entire life, Anna Anderson's life. So she impersonated Anastasia from the time she was about 20 years old till she died at, I think she was like 80 or something.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty old.
But the premise of the book is that you don't actually know the entire book whether or not she is Anastasia or not. So the stories are told in parallel, and you jump back and forth from like Anna Anderson when she's going through the international trial to prove whether or not she is a Romanov, and then back to Anastasia. And so Anna's story kind of walks back through time. So when we first meet her is right when she's received the news that whatever this jury basically has determined that she's not a Romanov. And then it walks back through her entire life. I guess it's not a spoiler to say, obviously, she's not Anastasia because we all know she's dead. But it's a really cool concept of like showing how she was able to get away with it for so many years, and how, you know, everyone always kind of wished that she was, in fact, Anastasia. So fantastic book. Absolutely would recommend it. Obviously, it is quite sad at parts and quite dark at parts, but yeah, really good.
I need to share a fun fact with you, Bree. Ian had not seen that movie until this year because I forced him to watch it.
That's true.
How did you make it this long without seeing that movie? It's great.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. What would you think of it?
I thought it was a pretty good movie. I didn't think it was all that crazy. I thought the singing was pretty decent.
He actually he doesn't usually like musicals, but he really was kind of getting into the music, especially with Rasputin's song. Why do the villains always have the best songs?
I don't know, but they really do.
The villains are cool.
Well, if you like that music, would also recommend the stage production. They took Rasputin out of it because, you know, there's no magic in it.
Right.
But the music is phenomenal that they wrote for that show. Definitely would recommend it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, for today's episode, we are going to be doing something a little bit different. Instead of us hearing about a book that I'm reading, we are all going to do a little bit of a writing exercise. So we are all going to be given a prompt, and we're going to try to do it where we all have the same prompt. I think that's going to be the best way to go about it. And we're going to have 5 minutes to write. And then we're going to share with each other what we wrote based on the same prompt, but we're really curious to see how different or similar our writing comes out. But I think because we all have very different styles of like readings that we like or writing that we like, I think this is going to be kind of interesting to see where this goes.
Yeah, especially since I'm an engineer who hasn't written a thing in 8 years.
Although I do feel like, Bree, you need to share with the people the story that you shared with me a couple of days ago that you found in an old notebook.
Oh no. Yeah, basically, I went through a phase as a child where I was obsessed with both dinosaurs and the sound of music. So, so I wrote a extremely short story. It was half a page. And it was basically just two dinosaur nuns complaining about Maria. And that's pretty much the whole story.
Comedic gold. I feel like, if you're wanting to, we can sell it on our Patreon for you so that, somebody can get exclusive access to that beautiful, beautiful story.
Oh, fantastic. I'll find it again.
That made my day when you sent that to me. I was like, that's so funny.
And don't worry, Bree, the only thing I've been writing recently is technical reports.
Did you ever get into writing, Ian?
Only in summer school.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I used to really be interested in writing. Like, I considered it as a career option, and then I was like, no. So I don't know if I know Bree has. Well, Bree is also very artistic, so she does a lot of really cool stuff. So, and she reads a lot, and you read a lot. So I just feel like people who read a lot are probably okay at writing. Maybe that's a bad assumption to make. I don't actually know. But anyways, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So here are our two options for prompts. Prompt option number 1 is The Town with No Mirrors. A journalist visits a particular town where all reflective surfaces are banned and no one will say why. Or option number 2 is a teenager and their estranged grandfather are locked inside a greenhouse during a freak hailstorm. The grandfather clutches a locked metal box that he refuses to open.
Oh.
Do you want me to just flip a coin?
Let's flip a coin. Do we have coins in here to flip? Good God. I've got a bottle cap.
Flip the bottle cap.
If it lands cup side up.
Second one.
Okay, and this side up is the first one?
Yeah.
Okay. Greenhouse it is. Okay, so we're going to have this moment of, we're going to have 5 minutes to write. So hopefully you have something to write on, whether it's your computer, whether it's a piece of paper. We're not publishing these anywhere.
What do you mean we're talking about them right now?
So we're going to write for 5 minutes about a teenager and their estranged grandfather are locked inside a greenhouse during a freak hailstorm. The grandfather clutches a locked metal box that he refuses to open. That's what our prompt is. We're going to write for 5 minutes, and then when time's up, we're going to go around and share what we wrote. Ready? 3, 2, 1, start. Kidding. That was 5 minutes.
We have 1 more minute.
Yeah.
One more minute.
Yeah, I was going to say, I barely got started.
So fast.
That's part of the fun.
I know that's part of the fun, but I had the whole plan. I'm trying to remember. I used to take writing classes, and I remember one of them, we used to have these daily writing exercises where there was some kind of prompt on the board, and then I think we had 10 minutes to write, and we were supposed to be free writing the whole time. Like, your pencil wasn't ever supposed to stop. So even if you were like, I don't know what to write, like, you still had to always be writing something for 10 minutes. 10 minutes seems much more appropriate because goddamn, that did not. I have like 4 sentences. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, I think I have a little bit.
I have more than that, but not a lot more.
Shit, man.
Real fast.
Ian, do you want to start us off?
I can start us off. The young man runs, dragging his grandfather along through the pelting hail, shouting, "Just leave the damn box. We're not going to make it. No, it's important." The boy sees a long, flat building with sharp edges in the distance. This is the problem with free writing, because I definitely misspelled something here.
It's okay. I have also been doing that.
As they approach, the jagged maw of broken glass offers little solace from the screaming winds. Slinging his grandfather under what was once a raised rose bed, he hisses, "Can't we at least take whatever is so dang important out of that metal hunk?" The wisp of a man seems lost to the world, clinging to a plain-looking metal box with more strength than his thin arms and age should be able to muster. With a sigh, the raven-haired boy huffs, saying, "You can at least tell me what's in this thing." So I felt like I was going for more of like a scene leading up to the scenario rather than starting directly there.
That's fine. I think it's fine to go wherever the prompt takes you. So if that's where your head went for it, that's great.
I also don't know what's in the box.
Yeah, I also didn't think of that either.
But I figured whatever it is causing the storm.
I had that same thought. Okay, I was going to say that I thought that he, like, the grandpa was causing the storm in some way by keeping whatever in the box. Like, maybe it's like a leprechaun or some shit. I don't know. I didn't think that far.
I also went down that route.
Phenomenal. Yeah. That's so crazy. All right, snaps for Ian. That was great.
Woo.
All right, so here's mine. Shit, Gramps said as another glass pane shattered upon impact. He stared at the green glass shrapnel on the floor, scarring the leaves of his beloved begonias. I could not think of a plant. I'm sorry. I just thought of begonias was the first plant that came to mind, but I wanted something with bigger leaves. So
begonias are great.
I don't even know what a begonia. It's a flower, but I don't know what the fuck a begonia is. So anyway,
different kinds. I'll send you a picture of a begonia tomorrow.
All right, perfect. I stared at the new hole in the ceiling, jagged teeth crowding the edges. "I ain't never heard of Christmas hail," Gramps said, kicking a metal bucket as he sat on his workbench. That's literally all I have. I'm sorry.
Okay. But it seems like the grandfather owns this greenhouse.
Yes, that was my interpretation of it, but I guess I love your take on it, that they were like out and about and they were running and they found the greenhouse and that was where they decided to go. I just think it's interesting that they are in basically a glass place with hail coming down. So yeah. I liked the idea that it was the grandfather's.
I liked that you guys both came up with the like jagged teeth analogy.
Did we really?
Yeah, I think so.
You said jagged glass when I said the jagged glass looks like teeth or something.
No, yeah, then we both definitely used jagged teeth because I was saying when the kid looks up at the ceiling, it looks like jagged. That's funny. That's interesting.
Yeah, that is super interesting. I don't know what it means, but it's interesting.
We like metaphors of mouths.
Okay, I guess.
All right, Bree, I'm excited to hear yours.
Oh gosh, well, snaps for you first. So wait, you're my grandfather? Sam gasped. Yeah, grandfather. The old man muttered in distraction as the hail started to create chips in the weathered glass of the greenhouse. Why have I never met you? And what are you doing in my mother's herb house? Why have you not come before? Who are you? Your mother doesn't like me. She claimed that I took away her fun and has been trying to get it back for years, long before you were born. The old man fumbled clumsily as the box he held tight against his chest jumped suddenly, twisting, as if trying to mimic the bounce, clang, and bang of the hail as the storm raged on. Took away her fun? What on earth do you mean? I took it and I put it in this box. I think with this herb garden, she's trying to set it free. I'm afraid she might be close. So I took advantage of the storm to come and try to stop it. Can you please cut me some of that nightshade? Just then the door burst open and shattered as it hit a plant table that had been placed too close. Mother, cried Sam. Pandora, stated the old man.
Ooh.
No!
I have been reading Circe, so I will preface it with this was top of mind, but
I am obsessed with that. Oh my goodness. I love that take on it.
thank you.
Oh.
Much better dialogue than my dialogue.
No, I liked yours. It's great.
That was awesome.
Thanks. Pretty fun.
That was super fun. Do you think we have time for one more prompt?
If Bree's up for it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so option number 1, The Pact of Hollow Hill. 4 childhood friends reunite as adults to fulfill a blood pact they made at 13, one they'd forgotten until now. Or, on the deck of a slowly sinking yacht, a wealthy entrepreneur, a stowaway, and a captain debate who should use the only working lifeboat. A flare gun and a torn will are part of the argument.
Interesting. I actually have an object that's better than a bottle cap to flip.
Sounds good. Let's flip it.
Yeah, let's flip it.
Hollow Hill it is.
All right. 4 childhood friends reunite as adults to fulfill a blood pact they made at 13, one they'd forgotten until now.
A blood pact?
Yes.
Seems excessive for 13-year-olds.
It's something a 13-year-old would do, I think.
I mean, after the Emmeline de Brumbe.
Here There Are Monsters?
Yes. I mean, I'm willing to believe anything of 13-year-olds after that book.
Yeah, that's true. And so we're going to be reading for 10 minutes.
You have the timer this time?
Yeah, it's not going to make a cute noise, but yeah.
I might have to do it then.
Oh my god.
All right, are you ready, Bree?
Yep.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Right.
Pencils down.
God, I'm going to write one more sentence.
I kind of ran out of steam partway through and kind of ended up changing ideas a little bit, but...
Oh, fun.
That's why I'm glad the timer went off, because I had hit the end of my idea. Didn't know where to go from there.
Why do I always have, I feel like my ideas aren't that long and then I start writing them and then like I feel like I'm writing through molasses or something because I'm only partway through the scene. Like
Are you writing by hand?
Yes.
Oh, that's probably why.
I don't know, but yeah, I am definitely writing slower. I felt so bad with the last prompt. I was like, I barely wrote anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did the thing again where I skirt around the prompt, but don't really engage with it too much.
That's fun. I like that.
I did the same thing. I just kind of danced around it.
Who wants to start?
Do you want to go reverse order or do you want me to start again?
I guess that I'll leave that up to Bree. Bree, are you ready to be on the spot already?
Sure, I can go. Okay, so James and Lauren sat in icy silence, glaring at each other across the picnic table where, 13 years ago to this day, they had shared their first kiss. So much lay between them as each distractedly rubbed pale patches on their left ring fingers, left there as if the sun wouldn't allow them to forget that they were the reason this was all happening, that their stupid, idiotic, young, besotted choices were bringing this about. I had forgotten that all this was protected by our union. How could I have forgotten, moaned Lauren, the first to allow tears to flow from her eyes and her head to drop to her hands. You had to forget. That was part of the deal. Matt's gruff voice rolled out from the forest as he emerged from the trees. You all had to forget, and I wasn't allowed to say anything until you had made your choices and had to live with them. Couldn't you have given us a clue, some sort of sign, maybe talked me out of filing those damn divorce papers? James hissed, turning on his best friend of 20 years, the one who had fed him beers and watched him agonize over whether or not to leave his wife. You know he couldn't. Now that you remember, you know the power of what you and Lauren swore to contain using the power of your love. We should have known better than to trust the love of two 13-year-olds, but what did we know? Back then, heroes found love young, and it lasted forever, and the darkness never rose again. I mean, unless it's the Empire in Star Wars, or Thanos in Marvel, or, well, actually, I guess we should have known evil always finds a way back. Shannon trailed off and sunk further into her sweatshirt with haunted eyes. That's the end of it.
Whoa. I love that. Do you know what the pact is that they made? Because like when I wrote I have no idea what their pact was. I was gonna wait for it to like come out. Like
I was thinking of like kind of like a Romeo and Juliet, like they were from warring worlds or something and had like gotten married to prevent it. I don't know. I didn't really have a
that's a
Yeah.
I liked it. I vibe with that. That was really good.
thanks.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Snaps for Brie. I feel bad. I don't think we gave you snaps last time because we got
Oh,
too
it's okay.
distracted.
We were so excited. It was so good. We forgot to snap.
Oh, no about that. Thank you.
All right, so I'll go next. I do want to point out I don't usually start writing with dialogue. It's just that it's a nice. I don't want the scene to start with dialogue, but it was just kind of a nice place for me to like get to it. So,
Yeah.
fancy meeting you here, Curtis said, beaming. Somehow he still had those childish, chubby cheeks. Bite me, Allison sneered. Where's Sam and Tommy? She pocketed her BlackBerry and looked around. The snarl that grew on her lips suggested that she had not done so since arriving. You got hot, Curtis said, laughing. And I don't just mean your temper. They called and said they're on their way. Care for a peach? He held out a plump fruit. Do you always walk around with fruit in your pockets? She asked, swatting away his hand. Curtis laughed and bit into the peach. Sticky sweet juices burst from the skin, running down his chin and absorbing into his shirt. Allison scoffed in disgust. Where even are we? She asked, changing the subject. St. Peter's Baptist, Curtis said, through another mouthful of a peach. Or Lutheran. Or something. That's all I've got. I'm sorry.
Okay. We have interesting characters already. One guy just munching on peaches, a little aloof, forgetful.
I also am like very curious, why does he always have fruit? Where did it come from?
I don't know. I was just like, he seems like the type of person that will just offer you random shit out of his pockets. And you're like, where even was that? That was, I don't know. I like to let characters kind of just like tell me where they're going to go. And that's just what we're going to do. But yeah.
Did you have an idea of what the pact was going to be?
So I want them to be meeting in like a church and they're going to go out to the cemetery was kind of my idea where the scene was going to go. So it was going to be some kind of like thing that they did like on a dare, like kind of like a Bloody Mary thing that they did when they were 13, but now like it's all like coming back. But I don't know what the pact was about. I just knew it was some kind of like spooky, they summoned a demon by accident or something like that. And so it's going to be something, that kind of a blood pact where they have to make good on their promise. And like, I don't know, I had ideas of like grave digging, but I'm like, or grave robbing, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. But yeah, I did not get that far.
Yeah, goosebumps. That's really good.
Snaps, I suppose.
Woohoo.
Even though this isn't a poetry house.
Oh my gosh, whatever. All right, Ian, take us home.
All right. I don't think I hit this prompt very well, but here we go. A string bean of a man, sitting with his head hung low, leaning against an old oak tree, where 4 sets of initials are carved into the base. Seemingly crying as the wind blows across the field, filling him with some semblance of life. When from behind the tree, 3 figures wearing all black approach from behind the tree. I don't know why I said behind the tree twice, but we're going with behind the tree.
You just need to really know
That they're behind the tree.
Where are they?
Behind the tree.
Oh, I thought they were on top of the tree.
Hold on 1 second. They're coming from behind the tree?
Mhm.
Okay.
I think I hit it one more time.
Oh, God.
One of whom throw back a beaded veil, whispering out a name, turning to the man. Oh, have you found me? Another taller, broad-shouldered man crouches beside him. We missed you at the funeral. No one but you guys would have even noticed my absence. Come now, said the third, just rounding the opposite side of the tree, with just a bit of green poking out from their collar in an otherwise oversized blazer. The thin man's voice broke as he recounted their names. War, famine, pestilence, death. Is it already time? Yes.
I am obsessed.
That's fantastic. I love that.
Oh my gosh. I love this. I love this so much.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Snaps for Ian.
Yeah, that was great. So like what pact were they?
I don't know. I guess the pact of becoming the horsemen, I suppose.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I wrote like all the characters and then I couldn't come up with the name. And then I was like thinking about what I said about them. And I was like, well, there's a really skinny guy and a really big guy. The four horsemen, that's great.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I think that is so good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And then I surprised myself and I was like, I even said green. That's pestilence.
You're right. Oh, that's so clever. I love it.
I would be curious, and you guys can like nix this idea because this is the first time that we're doing this kind of an episode. But I would be curious if, let's say, in, I don't know, 2 weeks, a month, some amount of time, if we revisited these pieces of writing, or like if over the next, let's say, 2 weeks, we each individually revisit these pieces of writing and like workshop them a little bit, if like how the story or the scene would grow and how like where it would go from there. Would you guys be interested in?
Yeah, if we just picked one of the two.
Yeah, I was gonna say like each of us picks one.
Yeah, I think it'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, maybe. I'd be open to it.
Great. I just think that it would maybe be kind of a fun thing to revisit, and we'll just kind of see where it goes and just, whatever. But I'm not saying that I am at all an expert in writing in any way. I have taken a lot of writing classes, but that means absolutely nothing. But I just think it's fun to kind of practice writing and practice editing and revising and stuff. And then maybe we can like do kind of a workshop-y episode where we like offer suggestions or critiques or stuff like that when we have a little bit more time to flesh out these ideas. But I do like that we like now each of us have ideas on paper and we can kind of go with that. So.
Yeah, I think this is super fun.
Yeah, I'd also be interested in doing a couple more of these freeform writings.
Yeah. So also, you should see if Sawyer would want to do this too.
I was thinking that. The reason that we were doing this with you is because, one, you're amazing and we love you. But we want to kind of do these episodes a little bit more often. And we also were trying to figure out how we would host guest people on here, and if we are hosting guests, what do we do? The one time that you were on here for like the Nightingale was because Ian was gone, but like if we're not going to have a guest here in person, like what do we do with them and how do we do that? And like what if we're in the middle of a book, we don't necessarily want to have to like catch you up for, all that kind of stuff. So like we were trying to figure out like what are some other kinds of episodes that we can do, and this was one that we've talked about a lot. And so I was like, why don't we test it out? Because we've talked about it, but we want to like see how it actually runs and how it goes. And then...
Yeah, I think it's been super fun. I think it turned out, hopefully it sounds good when you edit it.
Well, I think that we should still maybe see if there's anything that we learned today.
Yeah.
I learned a little bit about the both of you and your book styles and the stuff that you read. But one thing I learned is that you both draw really well from mythology and bringing it into where like you brought in Pandora's box and then you brought in the Four Horsemen, and I really like that. I like that stuff that you do with your writing. That's really cool.
Thanks.
That was fun. I learned about, I forget how to say the name of the type of story you talked about, Ian.
Manhwas and regressor stories.
Yeah, manhwas and regressor stories. It sounds super interesting, and I guess I didn't realize that stories that released like that and then also step back in time in that way really existed. So it sounds fun. Sounds really interesting.
Yeah, I kind of like manhwas because it's gives you another perspective because it's all either Chinese or Korean stories.
Yeah.
There's a decent amount of popular tropes that come through on those kinds of stories as well.
Yeah, because I knew like you read a lot of stuff like that. I just didn't realize like how they were structured and all that. So it was cool to learn about.
I was gonna say I learned that Brie is really good at writing dialogue.
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks. It's all that fan fiction.
Yeah, because I felt the way your characters talk to each other was really, really nice. And like describing of the scene, where mine, I felt like they're just saying things to say something.
I didn't think that was how it felt. or how you're spelled. But
Oh, thank you.
Oh my goodness. Well, where can people find us?
They can find us on Facebook.
At A Pod of Sass and Sarcasm.
They can follow us on Instagram.
At A Pod of Sass.
Check out our StoryGraph.
At A Pod of Sass. No, sorry. Oh my gosh. It's at Aposas. APOSAS.
Send us an email.
At apodofsass@gmail.com.
Become a patron.
Just like Bree.
woohoo!
At patreon.com/apodofsassandSarcasm.
Check out our website.
Aposas.com. That's APOSAS.com.
You can listen to new episodes on Saturday.
Wherever you find podcasts. And please don't forget to rate, review, and share. Thank you so much. First and foremost, thank you, Bree, for
Yes,
joining
thank
us.
you,
This
Bree.
was really great.
Thank you. It was really fun to be here. It was a lot of fun. It was cool to write too. I haven't done it in a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, good. And thank you to our listeners for listening.
We hope you keep listening.
And we hope you stay sassy.
Later.